Today we're going to talk about where are the camels? Something like that, right?
Huge update video.
Huge update video.
We've been getting a few negative comments on YouTube, shocker, about not putting out a lot of videos lately. It is true. We are putting out much less videos this fall. We did, as many of you remember, we did a ton of videos back in the spring and the summer. And now this fall we're just kind of playing catch up here on the homestead. We've had a lot of things kind of go wrong, and we're going to talk about that, do some updates here. And then also it's deer season, so I've been out in the woods a lot trying to fill the freezer. You'll have a video updating you on that soon too. Spoiler alert, up to this point I got no deer. So, but we are, today we're going to catch you up to speed on everything else that's been going on. So, let's get into it.
We are in what was the rabbit stall this year.
Right.
As you can see, these are not rabbits. I don't know if we showed the video of incubating our guinea eggs.
I don't know if we've shown anything on the guineas.
We got some eggs off of eBay this year. Fertilized eggs that we put in our incubator. Hatched out a nice little collection of guineas. These will replace the ones that we had when we first moved here that decided to move on. So these ones will be here with us, hopefully getting used to us. I like guineas for tick control. They're noisy, but I like having them on the farm. Hopefully they'll help with ticks around here. We've been keeping everything super short. We had a really bad year with seed ticks. And Austin did a lot of trimming around the whole property to make sure the kids weren't getting in the weeds. We still got 4 or 5 ticks that were embedded. No one got Lyme disease or anything. We tested all the ticks. Pennsylvania has a nice program where for free, they'll check your ticks for you. None of them had Lyme disease, fortunately. But the guineas will hopefully help with the tick issue. We won't let them out for a little bit still. And the question is, where are the camels? This has been on our homestead, as I'm sure on a lot of people's homestead, kind of a crazy year full of ups and downs.
Yeah, we've had, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
We've tried a lot of things we hadn't tried before. Rabbits, different breeds of pigs. We've tried really big things we've never ever done before. Camels. Kind of, find a polite way to say, kind of got our butt kicked with the cows this year. With Ladybug needing to be killed, and then just having such a hard time breeding everybody. Multiple AIs, purchasing semen, multiple
bulls.
Synchronizations, multiple bulls.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's been, our freezers are full. So for that I am grateful. But it has been a bit of a stressful year.
We're talking about it today. We're trying to decide, looking back over this year, we have made some decisions that in retrospect, Monday morning quarterback, we probably wouldn't make again. It's like a nice way to say it. I feel like we've made some bad decisions. And we were...
I feel like we've made some desperate decisions.
Well, I'm getting to that. You're killing my punchline here. We would look at them now.
That's what editing's for.
We would look at them now and say, oh man, we made a bad decision. But we were looking back this morning, talking before we made this video, and we're like, why did we make so many decisions that we would have never let ourselves make? We have videos telling other people not to do the things we've done. And we realized, like, we had a pandemic. It wasn't just that. We also had a
sick baby.
Sick baby. So it was like a 1-2 punch of like 2 really big things that kind of put us in a vice and pressured us. And throughout that pressure, we made decisions that in a year where we didn't have a sick baby or pandemic, we would have never done some of the things we did.
For example, buying 3 Kuni boars.
Yes.
We never would have bought 3 boars ever.
Why did I buy 3 boars? I still don't even know. Other than it was a pandemic and we were like, if we can get a pig, tell them yes. We can get 3, sure, I'll take 3. I'll eat one of them.
That's what Austin kept saying.
So like I would have never done that. But during a pandemic with a sick baby who we didn't know what kind of meat he could have, we weren't sure what we were going to be able to feed him. And with all the food shortages that were happening and being talked about, we were like, well, you know what? We better get lambs. We better get pigs. We better get rabbits. We better get camels. We better get everything.
Yeah.
And now looking back, it's easy to go, pandemic, whatever.
It's easy to do that, but I wouldn't say there were a few things we could have skipped, but there were some that really did help us bridge this gap between our baby couldn't eat anything to, okay, he can eat rabbit. Now we have rabbits. He can eat lamb, and we have a lamb that needs to be butchered. We've eaten all that lamb.
Yeah.
The rabbit is gone. They were all these bridges to just help us survive and give us that sense of food security we needed with a sick baby in the middle of a pandemic.
So not all our decisions were bad ones or wrong, but we did make more than the average year of bad. Plus we had more than the average year go wrong, not even factoring in a pandemic or a sick baby, just the things on the farm. We had it was one of those years. Now
it's the time of year when, what do we call this? It's a shift for us. We're pruning.
I always refer to it as pruning the apple tree.
We're getting out of production mode. The meat birds are all done. The pigs will start being butchered. The lambs will be butchered over winter because water as a commodity is hard in the winter for us where it freezes. Plus feed shipments become more difficult. We don't have the grass to put everybody on. We start to tighten our belts.
Prune the tree.
So pigs go. And the lambs go. The rabbits went because we didn't need the rabbit anymore because he can eat the chicken that we raised. As far as that go, I'm sure some people would like an update on the baby.
Yeah.
How he's doing.
That was such a big part of what was going on this year. Baby's doing great.
Yes, that's a happy thing we can say.
Yeah, we have a big weight lifted off. We were actually just at our doctor yesterday, and things are going really good. Things are really improving. She was excited to see. So, and not only is he doing better, his diet has opened up.
So the only thing that we know he cannot handle, he is allergic to at this time, is corn and gluten.
So that probably was not the case back when we started this journey.
No.
A lot of times they say with these baby food allergies is they can be allergic to a lot of things, and then as their system matures, you can start to add things in. So back in February when we got our camels, a lot of you remember the reason why was because he could eat so few things, and we were really hoping that camel milk was one of the things he could have, and one of the things Kay could have in her diet. Kay was able to have camel milk throughout the whole early part of the pandemic, early part of that really hard time with the baby's food allergies, and it really bridged a gap there, and it was awesome for that.
Until we dried Millie off in summer, July, August time.
Yeah, that's where things kind of started to go off with Millie, I think. We didn't really dry Millie off because we wanted to not have camel milk anymore.
No, for camels, they're different than cows, which is something we learned. For many of the cattle breeders, what they do is they breed the camel, she gives birth, and they milk her for a year. Then they dry her off, and then they breed her. So it's different than cows that you can breed them while they're lactating. Now, there are camel milk producers in this country who are working to have a camel that they can be milking and be bred at the same time. Camels are, in this country, a new thing a lot of producers are dealing with. That was the reason when Millie started having issues with mastitis, some swelling in her teats, we decided to dry her off because she was pregnant, to give her a chance to really just focus everything on her pregnancy.
Well, we did a pregnancy test. Have we even talked about Millie's?
I don't know.
It's been so long since we covered camels. It's been such a oof. Camel pregnancy tests are hard to get straight. From purchasing, we had done a pregnancy test and it was very cloudy, but
there were
there
were two camels we were considering, Millie and another one. So we did a progesterone test on both of them. They both came up with the same number, probably pregnant. The other camel ended up calving in August with a nice little bull calf. Now Millie had the same number of progesterone that the other camel did. So when we knew the other camel calved, we thought, okay, then for sure Millie's pregnant. Well, we did a blood test, pulled blood on her, checked her, and her progesterone levels were indicative that she was not pregnant.
Camels can abort at will.
They can absorb.
They are animals of survival in the desert, and if they feel that, you know what, I got to focus on me living right now, they can absorb a pregnancy at will. So
now Millie came to us, her mineral levels were very low.
yeah.
For that reason, we assume, the vet, when she saw Millie's mineral levels, said, our camel vet, she can't be pregnant right now. Her mineral levels are so low.
And she was right.
She was right.
She was no longer pregnant. So we had a local vet come and do a full inspection of Millie and some tests and things, and it turned out, yeah, she's definitely not pregnant. So
now, this is one of those times where we like the camels. We like the temperament of the camels. The milk was delicious. So while we'll rave about camel milk, and camels are so cool, and their temperament's really neat, we would stop from recommending that every homesteader out there buy a camel, because the cost of buying one up front can be prohibitive.
Yeah.
But also the veterinary care is prohibitive as well.
we did a video at the end of the camel train where we answered the question. We made like a couple videos. One was like why it would be great for every homestead to have a camel, and there's so many cool things about them. But then we made a video which was why are you not really likely, why is it not a good fit for most of your homesteads? And this is a couple of things. They're so rare. So little is known about them here where we live. So many vets. We had one
won't
vet
know how to deal with
wouldn't
it.
call us back.
It wouldn't
Call,
even return my
just
call.
Nothing. Just totally dropped us because they didn't want to be involved with the camel. So the ones that we have been able to work with been really good, but it's all special.
It's all special. Every lab they send the tests to are. I can send the blood work for the cows for $3 for a pregnancy test. Progesterone test for Millie is $100.
Yeah.
It's a huge price
to find out she wasn't pregnant, $100. So
it's been a kick in the gut with the
Yeah,
camels. It's been really hard. Now, camel milk is fantastic. It's incredible. And for a family who have the need for camel milk, if they have that need, maybe it's good for them to get a camel. Especially if they're worried about the supply chain.
which was one of the things we talked about early on with the pandemic kind of exploding, us having a sick baby and not knowing what we could get him. A major reason we brought camels onto this homestead was because we were like, if this can help him, we need to make sure we have a good supply of it. And shipments shipments were shutting down, things were slowing, supply chains were breaking, and we just wanted to know we had some security there.
So camels, not right for everybody, but could be right for somebody. They were right for us this year.
Yeah.
But where are they now?
Yeah, what happened to Millie? So
Good.
Millie is not here right now. We got rid of Millie. She's at a better place.
I think she thinks it's
She
a better
probably
place.
thinks it's a better place. No, she's got picked up by a Camel Milk.
No.
No.
He has camels. He's like a petting zoo.
Oh, petting zoo.
Exotic animals.
Exotic zoo owner in Pennsylvania who has camels.
And a camel bull,
A bull.
most importantly.
So Millie is off at breeding camp, not
Breeding
freezer
camp.
where she is hopefully being bred, and
He sent a video that shows that she is bred.
we can share that, right?
Yeah, it's like a little cell phone.
Yeah. So
He said she was enjoying being with all the other camels.
So Millie is enjoying life right now at breeding camp. But Solomon is still here, and you may have noticed Solomon in the background of some of our videos. He's become a bovine.
Yeah, he's kind of adopted the cow herd as his herd, which was nice because he missed his mama very much at first and would just pace and pace and pace looking for her. When he finally decided to, we tried to take him for walks, but he is
Hard to walk.
a stubborn camel.
Yeah.
When he finally decided to go through the gate, walk with the cows up to the field, he's turned into a much much happier camel.
Yeah.
Because he likes being in a herd. Camels are herd animals. He goes with the cows up to the field. When he wants to come down, he'll come down. He'll wait for his food. He'll kind of moan if he knows we're here. Because he wants his food. He's doing well. He's gotten used to it. I'm sure he'll be happy to see Millie come back, which should be this month sometime.
That has reset our clock on the camel milk operation. Huge.
Yes.
Bigly.
Camels are pregnant for 15 months. We anticipated when we got her that she would be calving in January coming.
Yeah,
So
so
just
it
a
would be
few
a
months
month.
away. That's why it wasn't too bad to dry her off. We had enough frozen camel milk to get us through till
Yeah.
when she would freshen again. Now this sets the time back to next, not 2021, 2022 for
So-
having a calf. Will be a long time without camel milk.
You said 15 months?
Yeah, 15 months.
You sure about that? I feel like we got this wrong. Wow, look at that. Okay, you were totally right.
Thank you.
Fact
Video
check.
proof.
Fact check.
Yeah, 2022 is when we're looking for a little camel calf, which is disheartening.
Oof. Yeah.
Now, bright side,
Mhm.
because that's what Austin loves about me. What am I?
Toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity over here. It was a bridge. The camel milk was a bridge, and it got us to the point where, because he was off of the cow's milk for so long, his body stopped reacting negatively to it. So when we reintroduced it, first in baked form, then produced a little further than the raw milk. So we did the milk ladder, and now he can handle drinking just plain milk.
So yeah, in case you
That's
didn't understand that, our baby
awesome.
can drink cow's milk, which when you have 3 cows, it's a nice thing to learn.
Yes.
Speaking of 3 cows, we have got to check them for pregnancies. Should we calm down?
Yeah, because Mr. Bull's wrecking everything here, and it
Oh,
would be
man.
good to send him on his way.
Yes, let's show them that.
A free bull is never free.
2020. Come on, cows.
All right, I will.
Come on, girls. You want the bull to stay out?
Bully out. One of the, I talk about this in our, we have a free Start Homesteading course. You can click there to take it. It's a video course. It's for people interested in figuring out how to get started. And in the course, I talk about how the best way to grow your homestead is like a fruit tree. Slow, steady, and every year growing and then pruning. And this, like Kay said, this is pruning season for us because not only do we have to get ready for winter and have less animals to care for over the winter, but we boomed so big this year, we grew so much with so many different animals, we were at the time ready to take it, but now our infrastructure has taken some major hits, and the biggest one is in our fencing. I want to show you what happened here. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but right there we have a big old hole. We've patched it now. The original fencing has been blown out, and then right there you can see another huge hole.
And that was the bull. It was a little hole, and he just pushed. He's not a big bull. He's not a huge Holstein bull coming in here, but man, he just pushed and under and everywhere.
Just busted
Anything,
this.
the trough, my mineral feeder, he just pushes everything everywhere. He's a nice tempered little bull, but they say bulls are very destructive.
Your fence needs to be bull strong,
He's
and
been very destructive.
ours was. I mean, go
This
show
we
him.
hope to at least get another year out of. But he's done, which means it just complicates everything. We were trying to get another little pig in here to have as a breeder. We have to put that on hold. I need to separate. at this point, I don't have a paddock for the camels because the cows can get in everywhere. Thankfully, Millie's not here. It's just Solomon. He can go out with them. But once Millie's here and she's bred, I don't want them all to be in the same paddock together, especially if the cows are all bred. A cow butt, a camel kick, and I'm gonna have animals losing pregnancies all over the place. So it's time to do some fencing.
When you have a farm dream and you think like, oh, I would love to have animals and I would love to have chickens and farm fresh eggs and some bacon from my own property, just remember what that dream really is you dream of being a fencing person, like a person who fences.
Fencing, not one of those cool like Zorro.
Hey! All you do is fence and then fix the fence you did and then get new fence. And I just, if I haven't been clear here, I actually hate fencing, and I swore to Kendra, was it this year? Or, yeah, I think it was this year in the spring, I will never
fence with me again?
Fence with her again.
Oh, that was last year, and we didn't this year.
We did, and I fenced all year by myself. We don't fence well together.
We don't fence well together. And I don't mean like cool in the Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones way. Maybe we'd do that kind of fencing better, you and me.
I think we would.
Not bad. Hot times.
Oh, we never did. Did we update them on the last pregnancy tests?
So, we tried Luna again. I was no again. We did Honeybee. We checked her because I wanted to see if she had taken to that our last ditch attempt at AI this year with our last straw. She did not take. So all 3 cows will be bred to this little bull this year. Hopefully.
If the way this year's been going.
Wow, did that good? If we get blood, it's not. No, I did it good. Not yet. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. That should Alright, one down.
Like it's too tight.
Yeah. Always keep a pen in your overalls, because I always forget to bring one out when I'm doing the testing. That's a tip. You don't have to shake these or anything, you just get the blood in them. They're ready to go. She's done. One down. Come on here. Good girl. Good girl. I'm always amazed that cows will do that. That's her second time ever being on a stanchion. Grasshopper's first, but they'll end up trusting you enough. You guys all saw what Grasshopper looked like when she was little. There's hope for crazy calves. Everybody is 28 plus days past their last heat cycle, which is when you can do the blood or the milk pregnancy test. Honeybee will be our last one to freshen, to give birth, because he would have caught her the last. According to the blood test that we did the last time she hadn't taken, because that would have been to AI, the bull wasn't here yet. Thankfully. Will be a busy July if everybody's pregnant this time. I mind a little shifting. First time. Ooh, that one was money.
Every time, goodness.
That's a record for me. First time. First try.
Oh, gee, we need time.
This is a well-trained cow.
So feeds that little boy here, train.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought it'd be nice speaking of camels.
With Luna, we can do the milk test. She still has a little bit of milk. Be sure to shake your samples before shipping. This is what the milk test tubes are like. They've got a little bead in there to preserve it. So you shake it up and make sure it's all orange before you ship it. Oh, I hear you. And she got a nice meal too. She didn't need a tail stick. If you'll notice, when we stick the calves in the tail, they don't mind at all. They don't even feel it. They don't like it when you hold their tail because they don't like to be restrained, but it doesn't hurt them. They just like their freedom. It's like pigs. As soon as you grab a pig, they squeal. Never has to back out that way. She doesn't know how to do it. Back. Come on then. Hup, hup.
Sale male. Hi, buddy. Hi. Here's a check. Oh, camel breath.
Yeah.
So right now, it kind of leaves us at a spot where we're a long time before we're going to be getting camel milk again.
From our camel.
From our camel. The product that we're producing with the camels right now would be a camel baby, hopefully, if things go better this time with Millie.
Homestead is always evolving. Ours has evolved incredibly this year, from where we started at the beginning of the year to where we're ending, because of our needs changing so much. Now,
with the baby's health, that was very, very quick changes.
That's why we made so many of the decisions we did this year. Now, with the camels, we are not going to make a decision that quickly about whether we look for another family who needs camel milk, who could use them and use the camel milk more than we can right now. It is something we're thinking about, though.
Yeah. We're always, every year, we grow the tree and then we prune the tree. We grew a lot this year, a lot of different directions. And now we're trying to decide, what do we keep and what do we prune? What do we shrink down based off of our needs and how they change? Right now we got a healthy little boy. We're so happy that that's the case, who can fortunately eat almost everything now that the rest of the kids in the family and we can eat, save but corn. And wheat maybe, possibly some gluten issues. So we're so thankful, no matter what ups and downs we've dealt with this year, the fact that we're ending the year with a healthy little baby who's growing as we want, I mean, that kind of trumps everything. And the rest of the farm stuff we'll figure out as we go, you know, based off what needs we have.
Good daddy? Yeah, he'll be cranky.
We are so thankful that everything's going really smoothly with our little boy. There's another little boy I wanted to just mention at the end of this video that our heart goes out to right now, and I thought I would let everybody watching know about him. Wesley is his name, and you might remember Wesley from the camel train. Wesley and his mom supported the camel train, like so many of you out there, helped us get the camels, which helped our baby get to this point where he's nice and doing really well, really healthy. And They were there for us during a time of need. I want to help them out during a time of need. Poor Wesley's little homestead that he had with him and his mom, they had a fire. And the fire broke out on the homestead. It burned down some buildings. It burned down a lot of the animals' infrastructure. Just devastating. Some of the animals were injured. Fortunately, not all of them were injured or lost. They were able to save a lot. Wesley and his mom do have some insurance to cover some of the buildings, but that won't cover a lot of their animals' buildings, a lot of the infrastructure they had done for the animals. So here's a young boy who has this dream of homesteading. He's doing so good with it, a passion for it, and with one just really bad event, so much has kind of crumbled. And my heart goes out for seeing a little boy who has to go through that. Just awful, just awful. So there's a GoFundMe right now. I'll have a link below if you want to help Wesley and his mom rebuild their homestead. Like I said, yes, they do have some insurance, which is great. They're going to be able to get the buildings, the destruction that was done to the buildings help, but it will not cover all the different projects, the infrastructure for the animals, the cages and the crates and the houses and the coops. We all know, those of us who have animals, how much of that you need to run a homestead. So Wesley and your mom, I hope you get back on your feet really well. I hope the Homesteady community can help out in a little way, get you guys back to homesteading and doing as best as you can. Thank you all for your support of us this year. I know so many of us have had ups and downs in different ways through 2020. It's been a very difficult year, but here at the end, if you're watching, here we are still being able to make videos. We're blessed to be able to just go into the next year. Sadly, that's not the case for everybody who started out in 2020. So just looking at the bright side, planning for a better year in 2021. I know so many of you are too. And we'll be updating you through it as we get ready to get into another year of homesteading and hopefully have a few more things go right this upcoming year. So thank you all. We'll see you in our next video.